Wow, what the hell was that for? Like, what the f was that? Okay, we got a slow moving car ahead in the middle lane, so Autopilot will make the lane change. Maintain speed. Okay, so we passed that douche nozzle, and now we're gonna Autopilot's gonna get back into the middle lane here. Okay, Autopilot recognizing the slower traffic now once again. We'll make the lane change to the far left lane. Okay, make the lane change here. As there's a guy coming from behind who is speeding up quite. And now the guy who was speeding and coming up crazy is now going back into that lane. What are you doing? What was the need for that? Oh, because now you gotta go pee or go in the off ramp, the on ramp. What the deuce? What is wrong with people? Anyway, so I will get Autopilot to get back into this lane here, get by this guy, and then we'll go back into the middle lane. There we go, Autopilot recognizing and knows what I want to do here, and we'll get right back into this lane. Now we got a couple of other slower cars that just came on from the on-ramp, and now we'll go back out to here, and this guy is just sitting here, so there it is. And we'll go back into the middle lane. Nicely done. And as that happens, we'll come back down to 120. Alright, we are currently in Newcastle, Ontario. We've got about 54 kilometers remaining in our trip here, about 32 minutes. And yeah, so far so good. I mean, there's been a couple of hiccups with Autopilot when it came to the country roads that we had on, and obviously might be a previous video, but obviously we had a couple of hiccups there, and then a couple of hiccups making a lane change when there was cars just speeding up that Autopilot just obviously didn't recognize. It just goes to show you Autopilot is great, and don't get me wrong, Autopilot is amazing. It's far ahead of anything else I've seen or driven before. However, it's not ready to do everything on its own. It's not ready for that combination of human drivers and Autopilot and robot or Autopilot drivers, autonomous driving, that is. Not yet at least. It needs to be able to pick up stupid people that are just, I don't know, being stupid, that are just speeding for no reason, that just pull up behind you and high beam you for no reason. Just like looks like there's one guy coming up and just turned his high beams on. Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah, I just don't feel like it's ready yet. Not ready yet to be used without obviously having a driver behind the wheel. All right, coming up on a slower car in the middle lane, Autopilot will make the lane change and continue on. Not going to increase the speed at all. There's nobody coming up behind me, so we'll stay at 120. And there it is. Okay, this time for some reason Autopilot is making a change into the right lane, not the left one. That was interesting. Huh. Alright. Not too sure why Autopilot made the lane change to this lane, but now it's going to make the lane change back to the other lane here. Alright, so that was a little bit weird. So that was a little awkward that it made the lane change right instead of making it left previously, and then wanted to make the lane change left, but then there was cars like right there. Like, that's a little weird. Again, wanted to sneak in between two cars instead of just I don't know, continuing in this lane until those guys were gone. I'm actually going to ask it to go to the right lane this time, but I will speed up so we can get by this guy who doesn't seem to be able to stay in his lane. we'll make the lane change back into the middle lane. Wow, what the hell was that for? Like, what the f was that? Why was that necessary? Okay, so the battery died, so I did a battery change. Autopilot, make the lane change here back into the middle lane. As we do that, we'll bring it back down to 120. Cancel that because there was a car coming up right here. So now we'll make the lane change, or ask Autopilot to make the lane change, and continue on. Nicely done here. Autopilot, make the lane change. Autopilot has had enough, wants to make the lane change, and it will. Autopilot let me know that there's an upcoming lane change coming up here, and it'll make the lane change right now. Nicely done. We'll bring it down to 120. Let Autopilot let me know that there's another lane change coming up. And here is the lane change. Now that there's room, it'll make the lane change because it wants to stay on the collectors instead of going on the express. Make the lane change one more time. Autopilot is still going. Navigator Autopilot is still going. It should stay in this lane. Here's an option here to either go to the express or stay in the collectors. And it'll signal and continue on going this way. Nicely done by Autopilot. Making another lane change here, and it'll go into the middle lane. Nicely done. Autopilot decided to go to the right lane this time instead of the left. Nicely done. And then we'll maintain the speed. Again, here comes the phantom braking for no reason. And then we'll take off again to go back up to 120. And ask to make a lane change here because these guys are coming in from the off ramp, on ramp. And then it'll change to the far right lane. I'm actually going to cancel that because I just saw that there's two cars that are coming down on the on-ramp here, so we'll let them come in. And now that we've conned by those guys, we can let Autopilot do its thing here and make the lane change as it will right now. Nicely done. And now this guy is, I don't know what this guy is doing. Idiot. I'll take over. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell for future videos with the Model X. Until the next one, guys.